It's 1:15, and I need to make an appointment with my audiologist.
Stop it.
Ouch.
It's a little loud.
So I saw this video on the old YouTube this morning, and I was like, "What? Literally, look at that!
Wow.
This is an active railroad."
I never did turn off my event sounds.
No, you didn't. This is an active railroad in Pennsylvania.
No.
It dates back to the 1880. It dates back to 1884 and is still in operation today.
Wow. Is this in Connecticut somewhere?
No, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
It is called the Stewartstown Railroad, and it's in Stewartstown, Pennsylvania. It's still active and still carries freight and passengers. But look at people's. It goes through people's yards.
Yeah.
The dirt has gone over the ties, and they mow.
Unbelievable.
There's a railroad like that goes through a downtown, and you have to share the main drag with the train, and now and then you can't get out of the driveway of your own house.
Oh,
That's in Pennsylvania. That's in
You know the one I'm talking about.
That's in Ohio. I want to go there too.
Yeah.
It goes through the field. We have a field that we have to stop and wait for the trains before we can get to the other side of the field.
But I just find it amazing
down there.
that this rail line is still in operation.
That's scary.
Literally, the line dates back to 1884, and it hasn't stopped operation since.
The lines in Westfield were they were originally road level till about 1898, and then they were elevated because they were holding up the trolley schedule.
Oh, is that what?
That's why we have North Elm Street.
That's why it goes up over. Yeah.
I just thought it was cool, just like being in the cab of a train behind you guys.
It is cool.
It is. One of us should.
The camera look is bothering me.
Hey,
Keep
Bob?
talking about trains.
Yeah.
Why do you have two pair of headphones on?
Wait a minute.
I've done that with glasses, Peter. I've been looking for my glasses, and I put them on, and they're on my head.
Okay,
funny.
that's better. Oh my.
One pair is good.
Hey, Kenny, I can adjust all of that in the actual.
I know, but let him play.
Okay.
He likes to play.
I can adjust all of that. You see.
Well,
That's OCD, my friend.
Yeah, but I can adjust it in the computer program. All you have to do is ask.
I did.
No, I can physically move you around in the program.
Yeah, I said, oh, geez, I can't stand that look.
Yeah, I know, and you didn't give me a chance. You got up and moved.
You
know why? Because,
all right, boys.
Bob had two sets of friggin' headphones on, so.
Well, I can't control that.
Are we all wearing blue today?
We're all wearing blue.
You know why?
Oh, why?
Because we can.
Because we can. Because I got up and it was there in front of me. That's why. This is not my best.
No, I chose my outfit.
Did you? I did not choose today, Bob.
Yeah.
Today is the 9th day of November in the year 2021, Anno Domini. It is 8:13 on the nose. This is the den. Ken's den.
The views expressed by the host during his monologue are those solely of his own. If he happens to get hit by a train during his monologue, those are not something I have control over. Yeah. And now, I got nothing.
Okay, this is not going to be good.
He is sitting in the train zone.
You know what, Pete?
What's going on, Ken? As you're getting texts, how rude.
I had an entire 5-page diatribe written up.
Okay.
Yep. Thanking Sleepy Uncle Joe for the high prices at the grocery store and the gas prices that haven't been this high since the Obama administration and his recession.
Amen, brother.
Oh, I know. Some folks will say that a president has nothing to do with the cost of gas.
Until you cancel.
But he has control over distribution. Like opting not to use our own resources and continuing to rely on in-demand foreign oil. All right? You're not going to run a global superpower off of turbines and solar cells, okay? I had talking points written up, all right? Quotes, all right? I had sources cited. I even suggested that Orange Man Bad scared China, and their response was to create the Rona.
That's not that far out of the truth, but okay.
But then something else pissed me off even more this weekend.
Really?
Oh, no.
It got dark early.
Oh.
and then when I woke up to see why my toes were in pain, the temperature was in the 20s.
Oh, poor baby.
And then I started to see the Christmas commercials.
Yes.
At least I haven't seen that offensive Hershey's Kisses one with those damn bells.
I hate that one. Da, da, da.
We haven't even figured out where all the turkeys are coming from for Thanksgiving yet.
That's true.
I know. I bitch and piss and moan about the cold and the shorter amount of daylight each and every year. And I'll probably keep doing it until I'm able to retire out to the desert. Even though I just found out that there is ragweed in Nevada in October.
It's here.
And it's Nevada, come to find out, not Nevada.
Nevada.
And there still isn't any ice out there or sub-zero temps. But, that wasn't all. There was something else that got up in my craw this week.
Oh, God.
And it's a biggie. Mm-hmm. It's enough to suck your will to live.
But
Bob's Bakery in Chicopee is closing.
I know.
God.
I thought of you. I was going to tell you when you were in Nevada.
Nevada.
When you were there.
That is the go-to place for year-round punchki.
I know. Kat.
And the only place you can get a cream cheese or a strawberry punchki in the area.
Oh, no.
This smacks you down good whilst you are already down.
Tisk.
And no. Don't contact me to tell me that a donut is just as good as a punchki.
Oh, we know better.
They're two totally different things. Punchki are dense and moist, where a donut is light and airy, or should be. But I digress. I'm booked to go away to warmer places in January and March. At this point, I think I'm going to start looking into somewhere in February.
wait a minute. Why don't you just stay there?
January and March.
January, February.
We'll be out in the desert where it should get up to 75 in January and 85 in March. I'm thinking of something a little more tropical for February.
Like.
Do you have Bob on mic 1? He sounded a little hollow there.
No, he's on mic 3, but he's not talking into it.
I'm
Is he
not-
talking?
No, yeah.
Is he in 1 or 3?
He's on 1.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Okay, that sounds better.
I'm right here.
Damn it! Now I have to
See.
hear him.
Now you hear Bob.
All right.
So I'm thinking of something a little more tropical for February. All right.
Like.
The guy from Carnival keeps offering me better deals.
Oh.
Right now, he is basically up to just giving me a balcony stateroom, thinking that I'm going to let their casino take my money or that I'm going to spend money in their upscale restaurants.
He doesn't know Ken.
And we won't tell him.
They only match the tier on player cards. They do not access points.
Uh-oh.
They have no idea that I will be pocketing whatever I can at the free buffet to bring back to my room. I may throw something at him. In Vegas, my drinks and internet are covered. They're comped. If he will cover that,
You'll go?
I will commit. And you know what? If I do that, it may be the only time I'm ever invited on Carnival again.
Where does it go out of?
I'm going to Miami to Cancun.
Oh.
Do they have pools?
Oh, yeah.
Then
many.
you're good.
And you stay.
Pools and drinks.
You go to Cancun and you stay on a boat and then go into town.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yes. And you spend a day in the Keys, too. You stop there.
Oh, interesting.
I hear they're beautiful.
Yeah,
the
right.
keys are-
Right.
keys
And
are-
right now my keys are bothering me.
Oh, jeez. That was awful.
Oh, go ahead and hit it. Okay.
That was
So back to what I just started off with. I just dropped $50 into my tank and ended up just a little over half full.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
How big is your tank?
Well, the car gets 10 miles to a gallon, so I hope the tank is good.
It's gotta
big.
be.
And you know, I can't even afford decent sandwich meats at the deli anymore. As even ham and turkey are now $10 a pound.
Yeah.
And you know, I can't remember the last time I sprung for bacon.
Bacon is $9 a pound.
I've been middle class my whole entire life. I'm no longer middle class. I could always afford what I wanted or needed. Yes, being a cheap Polak had to do with that. And being a cheap Polak is going to help me navigate being below middle class. I am not in poverty, but I am now closer to it than when mean Orange Man Bad was in office. I have several jobs that keep a roof over my head and food in my fridge. But, you know, I am scheduling trips for vehicle fuel efficiency and buying the cheap chips instead of Ruffles. Let's go, Brandon. Time to pay our bills.
Oh, I hate that. Don't even say that. I hate that saying. It's so stupid.
What is it?
I wake up in the morning, I go to sleep at night. But a day without snack time, that just isn't right. Oh, snack time. Oh, snack time. How I love the vision of people everywhere in harmony together, and each one has their share. Oh, that's snack time. Oh, snack time. Snack time, snack time, snack time, snack time. Talking about snack time. Snack time, snack time, snack time, snack time. Oh, snack time.
Hi, I'm Getty. I love barbecue potato chips.
Hi, I'm Jonah and I like marshmallows.
Hi, I'm Harlan, and I love blueberry pie.
My name is Finn and I like crackers.
Hi, I'm Lyle, and I like watermelon.
Hi, my name is Hazel. My favorite snack is nori.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I love chocolate.
Hi, I'm Ben and my favorite snack is a 3-pound lobster.
Hi, my name's Martin, and I like olives.
Hi, I'm Hannah and I like salt and vinegar chips.
Hi, this is David, and my favorite snack is sembe, Japanese rice crackers. Hi, I'm Jason, and I like macaroni and cheese.
Hi, I am Arden and I like popcorn.
Hi, I'm Gord, and I like peanut butter and crackers.
Hello, my name is Isaac and I like ice cream.
Hi, this is Bubbles, and my favorite snack is pickled eggs.
Hi, my name's Millen. My favorite snack is cheesy.
Hi, I'm Al, and I like honey roasted peanuts.
Hi, I'm Lyle and I like jelly beans.
Hi, I'm Janine, and I like microwaved chocolate donuts. That's what I like.
Hello, I am Zignon5, and I like microchips.
Hello, I'm Gordon Lightfoot, and my favorite snack is pasta.
Oh, snack time. Oh, snack time. Oh, snack time.
Underwriting is brought to you by Boise Cascade Distribution, providing products and services needed for building material dealers, home improvement centers, and industrial customers. They offer everything from engineered wood and plywood to Drex decking and railing, James Hardy siding, and Advantech subfloor. Located at 33 Fowler Street Extension in Westfield and on the web at bc.com. They are committed to providing quality products, great service, convenience, and value.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSFD.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Go on. Talk amongst yourself.
No, we won't. We won't. It's just one more thing happens to me, Ken. I'm going home and I'm going to curl up in a ball and just stay there and not come out my door. One more thing.
So like me in the wintertime in the corner of my living room.
Oh, my lordy
By the way,
days.
did you guys listen to the song, or you just yapping amongst yourselves?
We were just.
I was tuning that song out because that song sucked my will to live.
Really?
What was
it? Was
the
about
song?
snack time.
It was about what?
And then it was about snack time.
Oh, snack.
It was by the Bare Naked Ladies, and even Gordon Lightfoot chimed in. He said he liked pasta as a snack.
Maybe I need a snack.
In the middle of the song, they had all kinds of people that apparently called in or did sound drops, and they said what they liked for snack time.
You know what? I happen to like my sugar with coffee and cream.
There you go.
What group is that rhyme from?
Oh.
And I like my sugar with coffee and cream.
What song is that?
got
Oh,
me.
God.
Oh,
You
look
got
at me.
The song was Intergalactic.
Oh, we're way out. I was back in
Beastie Boys.
You're the cream in my coffee.
By the way, Les
Beastie
was listening
Boys.
over in Agawam.
Oh, what's he chiming in?
He says he loves pie as his snack time.
I'm not going there.
I love
because it could mean several. I'm not going to
Look
talk
out,
about.
Kenny! Duck! Look! There's a big freight train coming.
You know, I'm not talking about what a certain pie could be, but could
And he's
also
going
be
onto the
pizza
siding,
pie.
too.
So maybe he was eating pizza pie for breakfast.
Oh no, I think that a
'Cause he
nice
said
piece
pie.
of pie. I would say I like a nice piece of apple pie with ice cream, warm apple pie with vanilla ice cream. I could eat that any time of the day.
Ask me what my favorite pie is.
What is your
you.
favorite pie?
Cheesecake.
Here we
Technically,
go.
that's a pie.
It's a pie because it has a crust and a filling.
It's a pie.
By the way, I
Cheesecake is a pie.
I went for the first time ever to the Crest Room this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a great meal there.
I heard that their fish and chips were delicious.
Oh, see, I had barbecue.
Ah.
And it was excellent.
Is it nice inside in the Crest
Yes,
Room in
it
West
is.
Springfield?
It's a little small, but it is nice inside.
I think Marion plays there with Chip a lot.
Oh.
Probably. They
Crest
do
Room,
it
I
live
think so.
music.
Yeah, I think she does. And she speaks very well of it.
I still can't get an image out of my head
Of?
that I wanted to mention 2 minutes ago.
Okay, go for it. This is your show, you know.
It doesn't feel like it.
I know. There are those days.
I'm trying to be quiet here, so
Oh.
it becomes
You're talking about rolling up in a corner and just calming down and
Yeah. I need to.
Smokey and the Bandit Part 2.
Yeah.
Sheriff Buford T. Justice, played by the wonderful Jackie Gleason,
Yeah.
had a watch that would go beep, 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 beep whenever his blood pressure or pulse
Oh,
went up.
jeez.
So now you would see him put his arms out like this and go, and you hear the watch go beep, 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 beep.
There was. Do you remember the?
So maybe you should get a watch like Buford T. Justice.
You don't remember the Dick Van Dyke Show? You do.
What do you mean? I don't remember the Dick Van Dyke Show.
It was long. Anyway. Who was?
You know, they actually colorized some episodes, and they've been playing it in real prime time, which is awesome.
The office manager there. I don't remember his name.
Maury Amsterdam.
Yes. No, it wasn't Maury. It wasn't Maury, and it wasn't Sally.
Was it the
It was the
bald-headed
guy with
man?
the bald head.
Richard somebody.
He carried a clicker. So whenever he would get stressed, he would click, and you'd hear click, 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 click. Maybe I need a clicker, too. I could use your pen. I could just click, click, click. There you go. I love it. Oh, okay. All right. I'm calm now.
Do you have any ottomans at your house?
Ottomans? I do have an ottoman.
Did you see where I'm going here, right?
No.
Put your feet up.
No.
Relax.
No, tripped over them.
Oh yes, that's right. He always-
Every time he walked into his living room,
yeah.
and if you kept watching, he started to remember, and he'd walk around it, and then something else would get him.
And he tripped.
Yeah.
And he was on a show doing a guest appearance, and he did that. I can't remember what show it was.
That was his specialty. Falling
It
was
and he
his
did it.
tripping.
He did it by accident. He didn't do it on purpose.
Oh.
He did it by accident, and they thought it was so funny that they kept it in.
They leave it.
So
in.
he kept doing
leave it in.
So this is Ken's Den.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Ken Stomsky here, most Tuesdays. Sitteth at the right hand of the Ken Meister is Den Mother Extraordinaire, Kathy Palmer.
Moon. Gosh darn cows.
I got to turn that down 2 decibels. That was a little
There's
hot.
a fly that keeps coming around.
In the control room behind the glass, safely away from everyone here.
You lucky
Thank
man.
you.
Kitten of the
lucky
Keys,
man.
Chairman Meow.
Although Curtis is
The-
looking, I can see him.
November.
I see Curtis.
What
looking.
did I come up
Nerd.
with? No, it wasn't nerd, but we can go with that.
No.
Nabob?
No, it wasn't. Oh, Lordy sakes. I can't
Naysayer.
remember.
the November Necromancer of.
That sounds bad.
Oh, okay. The November Nerd of Nothing.
Okay.
November.
That's a big train going through, by the way. Still
Look at
going.
This. Look at this train.
Have you seen a helper yet?
No, Precision Railroad, only 2 engines on the front. Oh, there's something on the back, though. Look at that.
So the
Coming
back
into view.
the back is pushing.
Yeah, they got a distributed power as a pusher.
Yeah.
What is that movie with Denzel Washington, Runaway? About the train that gets loose? That's
Pelham,
amazing.
Pelham, taking a
No,
Pelham.
it's-
one-
No, there's a different one.
No, it's not. It's not the
Ah,
taking
there's
of
the
Pelham.
pusher engine right there going through.
So the
that one's
engine
on.
is pushing the train rather than pulling the train.
Well, there's
Well,
two
there
on
is
the
one
front.
pulling.
There's 2 on the front, and there was 1 on the back.
Ah.
And the guys on the front have a radio control to the one in the back, so it's like RC trains.
It's so romantic to look out and see train tracks. And what looks like is that the station to the left
That's
there?
the Steaming Tender, Bob, restaurant in Palmer.
We've been through this.
Have you ever been there?
Oh, I love the steaming.
Every week we go through this.
Yeah, yes.
It's because he's old.
Bob Plass, ladies.
No, I know this. No, I know that it was in. But yeah, that was. I know that's Palmer, and I know that's the train.
No,
but that
I'm
doesn't
Palmer.
look like the steaming tender to me, though. Does that look like the steaming tender to
I've
you?
never been there,
There you
Bob,
go,
so
Bob.
I can't.
You know, there's something.
Oh, now it's the.
There's something steaming in here, but
Go for it.
you know, I was gonna do therapy.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
With Bob.
Maybe I should do
Plass.
therapy. I need it today.
But I'm already at 8:32, and at 8:45, I wanted to go over the new programming that we have down in Southwick, which you could also watch up here
Oh.
on the interwebs,
Okay.
because some of the programming is
It's exciting.
it might be. It's unique.
Okay.
It's nothing that's on the Westfield system except for the morning stuff with us.
Oh, so tell us. Don't leave me hanging there in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah, so I have a full, complete schedule of programming now.
Good for you.
And it took me a while to actually get to
Yeah.
where I want.
Yeah.
So during the week, Monday through Saturday,
Right.
I want to use the right word here, and it's not coming to my head.
Discovered.
Not
Syndicated?
Not syndicate. Yeah, and I was thinking simulcast, but syndicate all the Westfield programming from 6 to 10.
Oh,
All right, so you're on in Southwick.
wonderful.
All right.
And Agawam.
Today we're on in Agawam.
Thanks,
as well.
Les.
Yeah, thank you, Les. Appreciate it.
So now on Monday, I save Mondays just to replay the town meetings down there. So it might get people, maybe a little more interested in town meetings. Maybe they, don't want to go on the YouTube, and they just want to watch things on television.
Are they exciting, those meetings?
Sometimes they can be.
Yeah.
Now, all the times that these programs run, I've posted both up on the bulletin board and on the Southwick Community TV Facebook page.
Very nice.
So the actual times are there.
Yeah.
So then after Monday, we get into obviously Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Right.
and that's where I've put in some unique programming. All right.
Oh.
So on Tuesday, one of the programs I have running is Tech Throwback.
Tech Throwback.
Yes.
So that would be talking about old computers?
Old computers, old technology, old electronics. Matter of fact, the first episode, the guy opens up with a little Casio keyboard that's like 14 inches long.
Oh, my
And
God.
then he covers a Tandy Radio Shack color computer. And it operates, and he shows them working.
Wow.
And every week he covers some different old tech. It's a pretty cool program.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. Also on Tuesday, I put up a program called The Garage.
It's about car like the Magliocchis or
No.
Magliocchis?
No.
Car Talk?
No.
The Garage. It's people playing music that are...
No.
No. It is somebody cleaning their garage and finding all kinds of junk there and talking about it.
No.
What else?
It's a handyman. He's more of a woodworker than anything else, and he builds a project every week that you could easily do at
Like a
home.
birdhouse or
whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, the first project. Now, I'm running all these 2 weeks before I put up a new episode, just to give people a chance to really see, what's it all about. But at some point, I'm going to do it weekly.
Mm-hmm.
But this time around on The Garage, a guy builds a bread box seat or
a bread box
ottoman or something. Yeah, you
Well,
have to tune in. Southwickmass.org, and you go to Channel 15, and you just watch Channel 15. You can actually watch my Channel 15 right here in Westfield if you want.
Southwick Mass, M-A-S-S?
M-A, Southwick M-A.
At southwickma.org. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so
what's on Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday, I have a show called Legalese.
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 This is two lawyers.
So, they're talking about problems you may get yourself into. And
how much that's going to cost because
the first episode is DWI. I mean, I don't put myself into that. I don't put myself into that risk, but there may be some out there.
It's very good.
Also on Wednesday, cooking and kids.
Oh, that's a lovely idea. Cooking with kids or
cooking and kids
and kids.
Yeah.
What to do with the kids while you're cooking, or
you're gonna have to tune in and watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there are cooking demonstrations.
Yeah, and the kids are in the other room playing, or are they helping?
Each episode is different. You're gonna have to tune in to find out.
And is it a parent and their kids? Who is the host or
a lovely woman?
A woman and her kids.
Not saying that they're her kids.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna have to tune in, Bob.
All right, can't wait.
Then we're on to Thursday.
Yeah.
And that's when I do my senior programming.
Ah, okay. So what do you do? What for seniors?
Up first on Thursday is Get Healthy with Holly.
What is is that discussion or is that let's get on do Zumba?
It could be Zumba. It could be yoga. There's some nutrition involved. There's mind exercises to keep your mind going. Also, we have on Thursday a show called Timing is Everything.
Timing is what do you think that's about, Kathleen?
I have no clue.
Timing is everything.
No clue.
It encourages you to get your affairs together.
So it's teaching you how to be efficient?
No.
No.
It's getting like your will in order, your request in order, your...
And how to deal with certain aging issues. There's a lot.
This is
covered.
Senior Day. Okay.
Senior Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Timing is everything. Yeah. Get me to the hospital on time, for God's sakes.
Friday and Saturday nights, I do concert footage from 8 to midnight.
Oh,
so
of any old concert?
Whatever I feel like putting up. I've put up jazz. I put up a Led Zeppelin tribute band. You never know what you're going to tune into.
Great.
And I run the same thing both Friday and Saturday, so you get a good chance to watch
Sounds really great. Southwickmass.org.
SouthwickMA.org.
Okay.
So Sundays, I just.
Well, that's going to be religious stuff, aren't you?
Hold on. I want to also mention Saturday mornings we have the polka.
Oh,
all right, 6 to
yes. You're
10.
in your polka, yep.
Yeah. And then at 11 o'clock on Saturday, I run this show called Captain's Log.
Oh, gosh, it sounds like a Star Trek.
Yeah, so it reviews Star Trek-y things. And there's some computer animation on there with one of the characters. So it's a little cartoony, and that's why I put it on Saturday morning.
Oh, great.
It's good. This is great.
Yeah.
What's the name of that show again?
Captain's Log.
Captain's Log.
We're not talking about what Spock found in the toilet. Sundays.
I thought we were going to get a
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
6 a.m. Sound the trumpet.
No, you're not going to have somebody play
No.
Daybreak.
No.
How
It's not
does that?
That's not what
It's-
sound
What's
the
it?
trumpet.
Get up. Get out of bed. You lazy.
No.
What is it?
My job.
Sound the trumpet.
It's inspirational programming.
Sound the trumpet.
I had to
the
put-
angels and the trumpets.
Yeah,
I had to
sure.
put something on for religious programming, and I didn't fill up the whole morning.
Yeah.
So at 6 o'clock, I put in Sound the Trumpet.
Are people up at 6 in the morning?
You old
See, I have
people
plenty-
are.
I have plenty of religious programs. Do you want Reel to Reel and Chalice?
No,
Salvation?
because I have my Saturday morning filled, and it's filled with really good stuff here. My
Sunday
Sunday
morning
morning.
is?
My Sunday morning.
Okay.
So that's my inspirational program. If I get a request for more, I will. But it's kind of non-denominational. It's just something I decided to.
So the
something-
guy comes-
and it's from Massachusetts. Most of this programming is from Massachusetts.
I got it.
It's from other cable systems, and they're sharing their.
So answer the question then. With this Sound of Trumpets, is it a minister talking about the Bible?
Sometimes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or could it be? It could be
Just hymns.
an imam talking about a faith.
That's
Faith
your show,
questions.
Bob. You got to revive it.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm going to do it. Maybe Peter or Kenny will play it in South.
And then Sunday mornings.
Okay.
Sunday,
What is it?
Sunday at 8 a.m. I have the Sunday B-roll marathon.
Sunday B-roll.
Yes, I run one show after the other.
Are these old shows that didn't make it?
Some are.
Some old TV or movies?
I have 3 different programs back to back. We start with creature features.
The Black Lagoon.
After that, Dungeon of Drek.
Dungeon of
And
Drek.
after that, we have After Hours Theater. And each of these shows review
They're all
old
the public domain.
public domain
B-movie.
B-roll movies.
We used to have a show when I worked in Munson Palmer
Yeah.
that did that with my friend Dave Krause that we called Drive-In Schlock Theater.
Peter, what is it here that's on Channel 15 on Saturday
Wasn't
night?
The
Stuffy
two ghouls,
Snuffy
is it?
Gross?
Stuffy McGhoul, and I think they evolved into something else. But I haven't gotten a new episode from them in a couple of years, so I don't even know.
Now, there's something that's on Channel 15. and
Scruffy McGhoul.
Is it those old,
Yeah.
really corny?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
it
what it
is.
is. Yeah,
Oh,
same
dear
thing.
God.
You can get
And-
really, I
and
can
that-
really get hooks on.
And that's what all 3 of those programs are, just back to back on Sunday morning.
Love it.
Oh, dear.
And I have to tell you, Creature Features is high quality. The production on it for public access is just nuts.
Interesting.
And then so
and there's
the-
some humor in some of the.
Oh man, you watch some of that Drek, some of that awful stuff, and you can. I love watching it. They're so bad.
It's so campy.
It's
campy.
just bad. Yeah, it's good.
The tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
But, back in the 50s, we thought that was neat.
When I remember,
remember.
I remember going to the Capitol Theater to see in person The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Or then there was the one from 20,000. No, it was something about under the, no
20,000 Leagues
No,
Under
the
the
monster under the sea. Or no, wait a minute, what? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
I don't know,
no,
Bob. The
no, it
50s
wasn't.
had all of those. They had like the killer shrews and the giant.
But we
Gila
were actually
monster.
paying money
I
to see
know.
this man in a strange costume coming
thought
out
it
of
was
the water.
wonderful.
We thought it was great.
And now you can go on to my channel and
I love it.
watch that stuff for free.
Southwick, Mass.
SouthwickMA.org.
Okay.
And that B-roll marathon starts
Maybe
at 8 a.m.
Yeah, maybe Peter Coles is going to be contributing. I mean, what we could have competition between Channel 15 and Southwick and Channel.
No, that won't be happening because there's plenty of Westfield-specific programming that
Yeah, we
goes
have a lot
onto-
of stuff. Yeah.
And Pete also has an agreement with NASA that I don't have,
I
which I might like to get
Opens
I might like to get for overnight between like midnight and 5 or
It
something.
opens me up to a lot of programming, and now because Comcast does not carry NASA TV in Westfield, I can carry it at will.
How do you like that? Really, that's great. Yeah,
Interesting.
terrific.
I just found
Hey.
a treasure trove of public domain movies. I might revive Drive-In Schlock Theater.
Oh, that would be great. Hey, you know that there is a wonderful new movie out on Netflix that you've got to see, Peter. It's called The Wonderful, and it is about the space program, and it features our friends Josh Simpson and his wife Katie Coleman, the astronaut. And that, but it's all, and it's really well done. It's called The Wonderful on Netflix. Just telling you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out and subscribe to Netflix.
I don't do Netflix either.
You know what I do is I
don't
join
watch
and then
TV.
I stop. If there's something I want to see, I cancel after I've watched what I need.
The only thing I subscribe to is Paramount Plus.
Really?
That's it. It used
Please
to
subscribe
It
to
used to be
Paramount.
CBS.
What else can I watch?
And I got that for Big Brother,
Yes.
which I don't need anymore. But I also got it for all the Star Trek stuff they're doing.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I
don't.
I'm
I have Amazon Prime. I started watching some of the Top Gear stuff that they took over. I went through a couple of episodes. I'm like, it's a pain in the dupa to stream. I mean,
You said that.
because you have to
that was
change the
annoying.
input.
Yeah.
You have to call up the app. Then you have to go through the app. Where with my cable remote, I can go right through a guide. I can go right to my recordings. I mean,
True.
and I can do a lot of the streaming through the cable box. But you click on the app. You wait 20 seconds for it to load. Then you get frustrated because
Or
you're trying to
they
navigate it.
occasionally ask you for your password.
Oh,
God
jeez.
help me to remember my password.
Oh Lordy, I don't know.
Yeah.
I had
Some of the apps save your space if you have to stop and go back. Other apps, like Paramount, they start you right over at the beginning, so you can't
I
walk
paying
away.
money for Paramount?
No.
Paramount Plus. It's on my TV, but am I paying money for it
No.
per month? Okay.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it.
No.
Are there some that I don't have to pay money? I mean, I know I'm paying money for BroadwayHD.org, and Disney Plus I'm paying for, aren't I?
You know what,
think
Bob?
so.
Google can be your friend. All you have to do is Google free streaming service,
And
it'll list a bunch of them. And there's a lot with some old-timey programming, like from the 50s and 60s.
oh, and you just pull that up on your smart television, and then hope that
Well, you would look
smart-
on your smartphone or your device, and then you know what to look for, and then you try to find the app on your TV, or you might have to download an app.
Yeah, well, all that downloading stuff, you're going to have to come over and sit there and help me to do that kind of stuff.
Why do I have to do that, Bob?
Well, I'm inviting you to do that. Maybe you you could come over as part of Ken's service. What's the name of your company there?
KS Solutions.
What is it?
KS Solutions.
KS Solutions. And
We'll give you a card.
And so,
Put it in the fridge.
are you working at KS Solutions now?
Am I? No,
Yeah.
I am not.
No, well, Kenny might hire you to be.
I could
maybe
be. I
you
could be his publicist
you could-
or his spokesperson.
That's true. Hello.
Hello.
Who's this?
This is KS Solutions. May I help you, sir?
Yes, I'd like to. I've got some tapes that need to be done.
All right.
do
Excuse
you
me
do
one
taping?
moment, but I have another call. Would you mind holding on?
Yeah.
And then they play it for 20 minutes.
Yeah. And then I'm okay. Hey, ma'am.
Yes?
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
still
sir,
on hold here.
We value your business, sir. It will only be in the next few minutes.
Is Ken there?
You are.
Could I
caller
speak
number
with
25.
Ken? I'm a personal friend. Oh, he's in the bathroom. I'm a personal friend.
Absolutely correct. 100%.
Yeah. I'm a personal friend of Ken's. I want to talk to him because I need to have some tapes converted to the CD. Do you do CDs?
Yes, sir, we do.
What's the cost of that?
I'm sorry, sir, but you'll have to ask Ken.
Well, could I speak? I already asked you if I could speak with Ken.
I'm sorry, sir. I will see if Ken is in. I'm going to put you on hold now. You
What?
are caller number 22.
Oh, God, no. Oh, darn.
That's your on hold music.
Ma'am. Oh, hell. All I want. I
don't think Ken wants to talk to you. You're stuck on hold.
I'm stuck on hold listening to this pretty wonderful. Is that Ken on the piano there? Ma'am. Miss. This is a fine kettle of fish. I think I'm.
Hello.
Yeah.
May
Yes.
I help you? This is KS Solutions.
Go-
We value your business. Please stay on hold. You are caller number 45.
Wait a minute. I thought I was caller number 26. What the? Wait. What? No. Maybe I'll fix myself a little cup of coffee, a little breakfast. I go over and maybe I got time to run out to Dunkin' Donuts. Ma'am, miss.
Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
Who's on the line with me?
Good morning, sir. May I help you? This is KS Solutions.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember me? I
Yes,
was
sir, I
I'm
do,
a
sir. We
personal
care about
friend.
your business.
I'm
What can I help you with?
personal friend of Ken's.
All right,
Personal
sir.
friend. I
Please
need
listen
to talk with.
Please listen to the following menu. If you have something that you wish to change,
Are you
to
a-
DVD,
are you a
please
med-
press number 1.
no.
If you have something from tape to transfer to a thumb drive,
Ma'am,
please
is
press
this
2.
a human voice?
If it is some other issue that you have, please press 3.
Wait.
Opinions expressed in Ken's Den do not necessarily
I seem like to
represent
be
the
in some
opinions of the
sort
town
of
council,
hell.
its residents,
Some
or
sort
anyone
of
for that matter.
hell. Hello.
Good morning, sir. May I help you? This is KNS Solutions.
Is this a real person?
Yes, sir, it is. How may we help you?
How may we help you?
I'm the person that was calling. I'm a personal friend to Ken's. I had some tapes that I needed for Ken to put on a CD for me, and you were going to call. I was caller number 26. What the heck? I was caller number 26, and then I became 44. I could have gone out and had a coffee. Who is this?
Yes, sir.
This-
One moment, sir, and I'll transfer you to Ken.
Ken. Oh, no! Stop. Oh my God.
Hello, you have reached Ken's voicemail. Please leave a message at the tone and I will return your call when I feel like it.
To hell with this. I'm going home. I'm going to bed. To hell. To hell. I can't get off the line. I can't get my phone to work. I'm on the... Oh.
Beep.
Oh my God. And so what time is it? Oh my God, I do have to go. Hello. Goodbye. Kenny.
We didn't plan that skit.
And I have to tell you, that really, truly is the way it is. I have been number 12, and then they come back and say, I'm number 24. And I go, what the hell? Do they know how to count?
No.
And then I get a message. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then you think you're talking to somebody. And yeah. Yeah. Kenny, you don't have that. See, if you had Kathleen working for you, she could do all of that.
I could do all that.
You could, and more.
I know.
And more. Yeah. Well, it's been
I have enough jobs, Bob.
It's been nice talking to you. I am on my way home.
Aren't you glad we didn't have to do therapy today?
Man, I would have paid. I'm so tired. I am so
You
tired.
didn't sleep well last night.
I didn't. I was in a kind of like some hinterland between sleep and reality. And my dog was there. And I kept going in and out, and I kept thinking of Kenny. And I kept wondering, what the hell? What do you mean, let's go, Brandon? I don't get that. At any rate, bye.
Now you do.
You know what? And now I can't get something else out of my head.
What is this?
I'm so tired.
I'm so tired.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Bernadette
Tired.
Peters
Yeah.
in Blazing Saddles
Oh,
when
I
she's
love it.
singing in that song, I'm so tired.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that.
I don't remember that.
You know, we watched Young Frankenstein this weekend.
Another Mel Brooks.
Oh, my
Funniest
God.
movie
Oh,
ever.
my gosh.
Funniest movie.
Uh.
They keep saying on Facebook, because they run old and things you didn't know about the movie, and they
Yeah.
said that Gene had such a hard time not cracking up because Cloris Leachman did it on purpose. She kept trying to make him laugh,
Oh,
and they'd
well,
get
yeah.
into a scene, and he would just
Oh,
lose it.
she is something else. And Sweet Mystery of Life at Last Time. What's that woman's name? Madeline Kahn.
Madeline Kahn.
Marilyn
Oh,
Kahn.
God.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
You know, we need another Mel Brooks.
Well,
There-
he's still
there is
alive.
another
I
Mel
said.
Brooks.
He's like 95 now, I think.
Yeah, but I still think. Well, you have to find.
You know,
another
and some of the humor in those.
There's
I
no.
don't know
Yeah,
that
you
could
can't get.
do it today.
Yeah, politically correct.
Yeah.
He'd be canceled.
Oh, he wouldn't be able to be. No, not at all. Not at all.
Benny Hill is another one we could never have again.
Could you imagine him trying to do
Benny.
History of the World?
Or yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm going to go home. I'm going to look at the world through Kelly and Regis's eyes. And
I thought you stopped that.
Don't forget.
no,
to
I
get
got.
your,
I got. You know, I did stop it, and I got pulled back in for some reason. I don't know. Pulled back in.
You need to get a backbone there, Bob.
I do. I get my spine. I know it. I know it.
See what I did? I'm referring to a little segment that you were talking about this morning with Dr. Kevin Coughlin, that you have a bad back.
Oh,
So-
that's right. Oh,
We're going
that's right.
way back.
Way
Oh, my
back.
aching Bob Plass.
Oh, my aching Bob Platt. All right. Kenny and Peter and Kathleen. Bye.
Hey, Pete.
See ya.
Let's do a tune and then do my top of hour.
Okay.
I've been going nonstop here.
Okay.
All right.
Making a living the old hard way, taking and giving my day by day. I did snow and rain and the bright sunshine. Taking the line, taking the line. My dog Sam eats purple flowers. Ain't got much, but what we got towers. We dig snow and rain and the bright sunshine. Taking the line, taking the line. Taking the line, taking the line.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Burn down the store, take what you want and more. Shop until you drop, voodoo consumer never stop. Load up on supplies, no sale, no compromise. Gun crazy down the mall, voodoo consumer take it all. Eat this, drink this, try this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool. Let's make it fabulous. 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 Drive me to the bank, kneel down and give me thanks. Grab your credit card, voodoo consumer, kiss me hard. Eat this, drink this, drive this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool. Let's make it fabulous. Too late, voodoo consumer terminate. Eat this, drink this, try this, buy this, wear this, fly this, play this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously marvelous, meticulously treacherous, disarduously cruel. Just make it fabulous. 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 Fabulous.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Artsbeat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we are back in the his house.
You're all on. Look at it. You're on.
There we go. All right. There we are.
We are all on.
Hey,
Yes,
we're live.
what?
How you doing?
Give me a minute.
In his house is Westfield Mayor-elect Mike McCabe. Good morning and congratulations.
Good morning, and thank you.
Congratulations.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, Mike is here because weeks and weeks and weeks before the election, he said, I asked him, I go, if you win, I need to have you in here. And he's like, the following Tuesday, you got me. And he's here, man of his word. I do have a couple of quick questions, though, before I get into some other questions. And after we get through 2 or 3 of these questions, you'll see the humor in it. But
Maybe. Maybe.
No, he's usually pretty humorous.
Yeah. What was the first thing you ate after you learned you won the election?
That's a good question.
One of those cordon bleu balls.
Okay. All right. What is going to be, or what was your celebratory dinner?
Same.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Peanut butter cup perfection, vanilla.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
You're
Wait a minute.
You're killing.
Should I be
Ken.
playing the Ken's 10 music?
He's killing.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for humoring me.
Did you
Yeah,
say
we have this no talking about food thing because now and then it can take up half the show. But I just,
right, we're done. Move along.
I just did that to give it to the new mayor.
Because
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is where I'm coming from.
Because he can.
Because he can. Because he's Ken.
All right. So thanks for humoring me on that. And right now, I just want you to take all the time you want. All right, and you can look into camera 2 if you want, and say whatever it is you want to say before we get down to business here.
How about thanks for having me? It's a pleasure to be here, and Pete's over there hanging out in his corner, so that's good. And it's nice to see you again, Kathy. And thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great to have you.
I thought I was going to get about 5 minutes out of that one, but
No, well,
that's
I mean,
okay.
give me a topic and we'll go with it.
Because
Okay,
I even had the
okay.
look. I even had the Zoom set up. You see?
Oh, look at that,
There you
Mike.
go.
I can
now
zoom
that's
right
a
into him.
close-up.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
And he's not going to get run
Is this
over
my
by
good
a
side?
train. Is
Do
that
you have a
your
good side?
I don't know.
I don't have a good side.
No.
Are you ready for your close-ups?
I'm kind of working with what I got here.
Okay.
All right, so, I'll give you something. There are a few folks who seem to beat up on the administration, both mayor and council, as well as city departments themselves on social media. Some of their beefs may or are legit. How are you going to address that?
Good question. Probably the same way I did it throughout the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my stuff throughout the campaign, the negative stuff, we just really kind of didn't do a lot with.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we didn't do a lot with it is because I have an interesting perspective of life, I guess. It's always easy to throw stones if you don't know what your target is. So when you're in a position that that you have responsibility for and that you deeply care about and are committed, you kind of have to let that roll off. It's just the way it is. There were a lot of people who there was negative social media on a lot of different things, but yet we had 13 city councils return. So, you either come to a point where you got to put up or shut up, right? If you're going to complain, then, maybe it'd be a good idea that you step forward and said, hey, maybe I'd like to take a shot, because it simply is not as easy as people think it is. When you look across a broad spectrum of all 13 counselors and, oh my God, they make $13,500 a year. Well, when you break that down, that's about $1,000 a month. And for the amount of work that these city councilors do in that month, it's not just, the meeting every Thursday, every other Thursday at 7 o'clock. That's ludicrous, actually. It's the behind the scenes, it's the constant phone calls. And social media has created another problem for people in the public view, and that it's nonstop. The 24-hour day, 7-day a week, no filter. I had a guy call me up on Sunday, or get in touch with me on Sunday. He didn't call me up. It was a text on Sunday at 11:35 p.m. Telling me that there was a McCabe lawn sign out of place in the 2019 election cycle.
Seriously?
that's the way it is. So
Are you kidding me?
No. It's true. But people will do stuff like that. But it comes with the job. It comes with the territory. As far as the 24/7 thing, I've been doing it all my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not overwhelmingly concerned with it. And if you gauge people in a respectful fashion, and I keep trying to do that. If you're respectful with people, usually the outcome is pretty good.
The next one kind of follows up on that. How much more likely are you to respond to someone who emails you or visits City Hall versus posting gripes on social media? And is social media a proper way to interact with local government?
Well,
That's a great question. Actually.
so yes and no. It's a good way to get the pulse of people, but social media, as you'll see, is driven lots of times by the negative firebrand. And then, there's the piling on that goes along with it. But if you're honest and open and upfront with people, usually that, again, it falls back to how you deal with people. If you're honest and upfront with people and you give them an answer of some such, and if they're not satisfied with that answer, well, then you have to move on. I've had a million conversations over mask mandates. That was the number one social issue in this by far and away. And I answered the question 567,000 times. And, after a while, you're like, I don't know how many different ways I can answer the same question. So, if you're patient, you're always respectful, and you stay within the bounds of good decorum, it usually works out for you. And it obviously it did for me. I mean,
Are you planning on having any part with the social media presence?
I am.
Okay.
I am. I think it's one of the areas where there's probably an advancement officer question coming too, isn't there? I plan on increasing the awareness footprint of the city of Westfield. So a mayor, I don't remember which mayor it was, I think it might even have been Brian Sullivan, had Go Westfield as a campaign, and then for whatever reason it didn't go. My campaign will be somewhere circled around Why Westfield. And I'm now pretty social media savvy. My daughter's taught me a lot.
I was going to say it's because he has a daughter.
Right. She's 23, and she's kind of she was a social media rock star for me in the campaign, and she obviously upped her game. So there are things that you can do that are pretty simple. They're not hard in any way, shape, or manner. It could be, I could walk out in front of Two Rivers and go live on social media and say, hey, come on down and join me. Here we are at Two Rivers having the pork carnitas, you know what I mean? Or
see, we got into food again.
Or go down to Alo Saigon, or go across the street and talk about the history of City Hotel, or these are points of interest that you can actually play around with and have fun with. So those are pretty easy things to do, and we have people or personnel within the mayor's office that
know how to run cameras.
If you restructure. If you restructure the format of their daily responsibilities, then the mayor's office can actually be a point of contact for people, and obviously very pro Westfield, which goes on. I'm sure the advancement officer question is coming. Yes, I plan on filling the advancement officer. I don't know. There were some political, I guess, struggles. There was a blame game, kind of went back and forth as to why or why not somebody didn't get appointed to that position, but it's a position that I'm very clearly looking at because it has value. If we had an advancement officer in place, maybe other parts of the process would have gone more smoothly. And I'm going to leave it a little vague because they're still ongoing, but maybe those processes would have been a little bit smoother.
Go ahead, Kathy.
Just for the people that are listening, you might want to tell them what the advancement officer does in Westfield.
So the advancement officer is your point person for business strategies and developing partners with people to get them into get them A, interested in the city, and B, to actually move into the city. Now, when we look at across the downtown, everybody, Billy Joel has a song, right? The good old days aren't always good, and tomorrow ain't as bad as it seems. But we seem to have this hold on to the 1950s in the city of Westfield, where Brundages and Q Kitty and Eaton's and all those places
Sidewalk
were
sales.
thriving. If we're going to bring some of that back, then we really need to redirect our resources back into the downtown corridor. We have 120 or so businesses in the downtown corridor, and 20 are vacant. So one of the questions that I was asked continuously over the course of is, what is your vision for the future? And my vision for the future is to try to see if we can't get those 20 filled, either through incentivizing or offering grants to existing businesses to branch out. Because there's some businesses out there that are doing pretty well. And there are some that are struggling and struggling mightily. And it's a concern of mine. So if you look at the downtown corridor, you do have to use an advancement officer position and use things like why Westfield and why should you come and invest in this community. It might be you do spots of your schools, you do spots of Bay State Noble Hospital, you do spots out at Stanley Park, you do spots up at Westfield State University, and these are things that we have 47.6 square miles of this city, and there is plenty to do here. You might want to stay away from some of the traffic concerns, but again, that traffic concern again falls back to longevity in the saddle, and I'll explain that after the break.
Okay. You mentioned downtown. Your thoughts, vision, whatever it may be, on the Newberry's lot.
If it were me, I would have gotten buckets full of loam and planted grass.
Like an inner city park.
A long time ago. And if somebody then made an offer, now I'm being a little facetious, obviously, and then if somebody made an offer to develop, then it was an offer to develop based on something that they saw that was a beautiful area, rather than its state, right?
Correct. It's pretty bad.
And you look at how we handle from the bridge to the green, and you say to yourself, well, why does it look that way? And it's specifically because there's nobody dedicated specifically to that corridor. So I would look to speak with folks at the DPW in pretty much short order to develop a position literally as a maintainer for the downtown corridor that's dedicated specifically, because once you have somebody that's dedicated specifically, then you have accountability, you have pride that's built into the work that they do. They're not willy-nilly all over the place kind of thing. This is your job. This is what we would like you to do, and we would like it to be amenable to people that when they come downtown, they're not worried about its beautification problems. And,
Mike, would you look at bringing back the bid? Was that a successful organization, or was that something that kind of went by the wayside for a reason?
Well, it probably went by the wayside for a reason, but the theory behind it was terrific.
Yeah.
The theory behind it was very, very good. Right now we seem to be in flux in several different areas. But if we're going to focus energy into the downtown corridor, first it must be clean. It really is that simple, right? You can't smile if you're missing your two front teeth, right? I mean, that's the way, and you've got this big, gigantic hole in the middle of the city. So.
Yeah, I seem to remember the bid. They made it mandatory for every business, including the ones off on the side streets.
They did.
And it just wasn't viable for some of the businesses to deal with it.
When they
same
started,
thing
they
happened in
didn't
Northampton,
have to. Yeah,
too.
When they started, they didn't have to all sign on to it. It was only voluntary.
Yeah.
But then after a period of time, I don't remember what it was.
Change in state law, I think it was.
Then they made everybody do it, and that's when it sort of fell apart.
But it's also kind of when the upkeep.
Yeah, got more and more. Absolutely. The flowers were nice, yeah.
Yep. I guess within that whole part, we kind of beat to death, what a city advancement officer is and does. So coming up, it was going to be how important is having a city advancement officer, but I think we pretty much covered that. And you kept talking about, the city advancement officer question, because it was the only question I kind of let on that Mike might be getting.
But remember, the city advancement officer has to have a little bit more than just the rah-rah, right? It's not just a pro-Westfield focus. It's a pro-Westfield focus with the business acumen. It's not like something that you would just come in and, give to any Tom, Dick, or Harry. It's something that you would have to have somebody with business knowledge, business foundational, and hopefully some business experience. It would be nice if you had some.
Correct.
So,
we need another Joe Mitchell.
Joe Mitchell's a great guy.
Yeah. The advancement officer, that's a mayoral appointed position? Okay.
It is.
All right, so we can expect to see something happening with that. Good. 9:20 going on to 9:21. We're going to take a break, and after that, we'll be back with Mayor-elect Mike McCabe.
Have you seen her? So bad and pretty, moving with a style and ease. And I feel her from across the room. Yes, it's love in the third degree. Ooh, baby, baby, won't you turn your head my way? Ooh, baby, baby, come on, take a dance. You're old enough to dance the night away. Whoa, come on, baby, dance the night away. A live wire, barely a beginner, but just watch that lady go. She's on fire, 'cause dancing gets her higher than anything else she knows. Ooh, baby, baby, won't you turn your head my way? Ooh, baby, baby, well, don't skip romance, 'cause you're old enough to dance the night away. Oh, come on, dance the night away.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And welcome back. We are here with Mayor-elect Mike McCabe. Speaking of mayors, I do have Don Humison on next week. He normally comes on the beginning of the program or the beginning of the month to update us. I'm just curious. Is that anything you're interested in doing? Coming in once a month.
Don has been super gracious. He and I now have a standing transitional meeting, which is probably the first time it's been done in recent memory. So every Monday I meet with Don from here on out. So he's been super, super gracious about it. And I'm not going to do anything. People have asked me to do public appearances, public speaking pieces for, what this opening or that, whatever their issues are. And to be honest with you, I don't want to do any of them because I really do want to be respectful of the fact that the guy's got another 7 weeks in his mayor's seat. And I don't want to do anything that would seem untoward, I guess.
Oh, I'm talking about in 2022.
In 2022, I'll talk to him anytime.
No, I'm talking about coming in here and talking to me.
Yeah,
and our viewers.
Yeah, but I don't know about a monthly thing. But I'm pretty amenable to stepping in and saying, "You guys, sure."
All right, maybe when something's happening, because I need a plan ahead because I'm smart. This means
when you're going to be gone.
This means for the first time in like 2 years, I'm going to be able to get back to having city council members in.
Okay.
Because I can't do a full month of local government stuff here. It'll drive me and everyone else nuts. But
I think it's good to see the faces. I honestly do. I think that Westfield needs to see their elected officials, and they need to hear what you have to say.
Agreed.
Absolutely. If I walk up to some of these houses and knock on their door, Mike, and ask, "Who's your councilman?" I guarantee some people won't know.
Oh, for sure. That's.
Who's my
absolutely.
Well, it might be better than 40%.
30%, wasn't it, that actually showed up?
33% showed up to the election.
Voted?
Voted.
Yeah, I don't really think that's terrible, though.
No, I think
that's pretty good.
When you look across the board at what was driving the election, the only three things that were driving the election was the Ward 1 race between Morganelli and Mary Beth Berry, and the school committee race that had two incumbents and three folks, newbies, and then the mayor's race. So when in 2019 we had a whole bunch of other things that were driving.
We had state and federal issues then.
So
I
think we had about 40% then. Yeah, I wasn't really. I think the voter turnout was actually higher than what was predicted. So,
all right. Before the break, we're kind of hinting on 2-year versus 4-year. And you said you wanted to circle back and get back to that. Now you're a 4-year thinker?
I am.
Okay. Both mayor and council?
Both.
Okay.
But even if you had it just with one as the mayor and then the city council remain in, or you did them in alternate cycles, you might be in a better spot.
What if you get someone really bad in there?
There are recalls.
Okay.
There are provisions for this. There's no secret that everybody around us is going to a 4-mayor term. The only one that hasn't made the switch over, I think, right now is Agawam, but West Springfield has, East Hampton has, Springfield has. And the reason for it is just simply organizational management and being able to steward programs forward. So I asked Don yesterday in a meeting with him, is there anything that you would have liked to have done? And his response was the same as my response may or may not be. Well, I tried to do this, but there's not enough time. So this 2-year spot is particularly problematic when you're talking about a weak mayor form of government. When you have to go back every 18 months and say to somebody, "Hey, Ken, you donated to my campaign last year, and this is going to be a tougher election because I'm up against this, that, and the other thing. Can you help me out again?" And Ken's going to say, "Well, okay, all right, here you go. Here's another check." And I'm not saying you did or you didn't. Let's be clear. I'm just hypothetically. And Ken has a 17-year-old son who is in transition, and then 2 years down the road when he writes the second check, that son is now 2 years older, is 19 years old, and maybe Ken needs a little help with his son to get him a city job. It becomes a real problematic problem for people in terms of patronage. I see that as being a problem. But the real problem is that you don't have the ability to make long-term lasting connections that will be able to move your city forward. So what I'm talking about is we did a lot of conversation over the election cycle about the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. And when we're talking about the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, those jobs are jobs for life. So, unless you do something egregious, right, you're going to be in that position for life.
Fair to say. Yeah.
And you can make your own power base, and you get your own reputations and stuff. Well, the mayor doesn't have the same ability. So let's say we're talking about the gantry at Westfield Industrial Turnpike Road, and you're trying to make a slip lane from Clay Hill straight through past the Cannabis Connection and right out onto 90. The only way really to do that is to make connections with people face to face, so they know who you are, you know who they are, and maybe you catch their interest. And if you don't have that ability because 2 years down the road, they don't know if you're going to really even be there. They don't really have to pay too much attention to you. You know what I mean? We'll move on to the next kind of thing. So those are problematic. When you look at stops and starts in government. So, Kathy, you run against me, and you beat me, and it's a particularly grumpy election cycle. Everything that I've done is now anathema to you. You don't want to have any part of it. So the work that might have gone into a feasibility study, or the work that might have gone into a playground, or the work that might have gone into trying to get consensus on building a new school, all of that work now goes out the window. And it might not even be because it's not a good idea. It might be because you're just angry with me because I offended you, or whatever it happens to be. Those are real life problems. They say the mayor is the chairperson of the school committee, and is supposed to bring a vision into the school committee and work with the superintendent, who's a great guy. But let's be frank about it. If the mayor has a 2-year cycle and a superintendent has a 4-year cycle or a 3-year cycle, the argument could clearly be made, well, the mayor doesn't really know what he's talking about, so, we'll kind of placate him or her for a little while, and then
kick the can down the road.
Then he didn't get reelected, and so we can still continue to keep following what we believe to be the right course of action, and hopefully that is the right course of action. So, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying, if you're really trying to steward stuff, it's very, very, very difficult to do in a 2-year format. If you're, you look at Republicans who are always talking about small government, right, and eliminating waste.
Who wouldn't want that?
Who wouldn't want that? I mean,
that's what's always shocked me.
So if you're going to try to eliminate waste, one of the things you might want to do is actually eliminate waste. And I just see it as being a very, very, very wasteful system. You talk about, again, with organizational management. I'm not trying to bore your audience, but you talk about organizational management. So I then try to build a team around me that I believe that has the vision of Westfield's future in always in their forefront. And you put together a team, and then 2 years later, that team disbands. There's never any footing for the organizational structure that's beneath the level of the mayor either. So the mayor has the ability to appoint its own city solicitor. The mayor has the ability to appoint its own advancement officer. The mayor has its own ability to appoint community development. The mayor has its own ability to appoint, various commissions with council approval, right? But those never really solidify, if you will, because the ground is always moving under those appointments' feet. So you wind up with divided loyalties that maybe you don't really want to have. They're not in the best interest of the community. There's always the notion of the irony that, well, what if you have somebody new that wants to be, I have to figure out how to delicately say this, right? So the irony of the conversation is that I'm replacing somebody who only served for 2 years. But I suspect that I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I suspect that if you were a mayor, you would always be in favor of a 4-year cycle, not in favor of a 2-year cycle.
I never thought of some of the angles that you just mentioned with having 4 years. What I always thought of, being the big problem, is with the 2-year cycle, you're working for 1 year and campaigning another year, and that's it.
Well, that's
so the campaigning can take a lot away from your other efforts.
How many times have you heard in social media, and it's true, right? With every rumor, there's a kernel of truth, for sure. Well, if I do that, I'll never get reelected. Well, I'm going to tell you for sure, that's not really my platform. My platform is so long as I take the public health and safety of the city of Westfield at heart, and all of my goals are towards the betterment of the public health and safety of Westfield, then I'm going to have to make some decisions that aren't going to be popular with people. But my counsel would always be, so long as you follow your own vision and mantra, and it's the correct vision moving forward, people can fault you all day long, but ultimately, as an executive leadership position, you have to make a decision. So, not everybody will be happy, but most people will.
And you probably will piss a few people off. And I know in your previous job, there's plenty of people that you probably pissed off, and you just have to accept that because it's going to happen no matter what you do.
Usually the folks that get upset with you are the folks that have never been in your position.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, if you don't know what the dynamic is of the position of the person and I mean the actual position of the person that you're working with, then you really don't have the ability to make those determinations. Because I can tell you, if you're referring to my captaincy, there were very, very difficult decisions that had to be made at my level that I had to make.
I wasn't talking about internally. I was just talking about. Yeah,
I'm as honest as you're going to get. So I'll tell you, that adversely affected people. I know that. I understand that. But that was the nature of the role. It's the same nature as the mayor's role. So.
Yeah, teaching was like that, Mike. Absolutely. People that would criticize the most just didn't understand what we were doing to begin with. So public service is like that. Anytime you're in public service, there's always those that think they know more than you do just because they do. And there's not a big way to combat that other than, like you said, just say, look, I'm doing what I think is the best for everyone in charge. I mean, in under me. So you're correct. Absolutely correct.
Hold on.
Go for it.
Absolutely correct. 100%.
Did Pete and myself need to worry about our jobs?
For what?
Okay. All right. That's all I need to know.
Do you think that the 2-year going to 4-year also affects the way that you interact with the city council? Because that seems to be an issue too. You working with them and then you're gone.
So I was going to address the city council last Thursday night. I am incredibly fortunate, and people think I'm just giving platitudes. I'm not. Whether or not I politically am in line with some of the city councilors doesn't really matter. What does matter is they're all experienced. So I am one of those very few people in the city of Westfield who's ever been a mayor that I have 13 veterans on the city council, straight across
You're right.
the board.
Yes.
So they're now entering their 3rd and 4th year. Or their 6th, 7th, 8th, now whatever that happens to be.
A couple of them, maybe 2, but they've been around.
So their learning curve is not going to be what my learning curve is. In fact, one could argue that maybe they've actually already done some of their learning curve and are on the other side of their learning curve, which is always a benefit to the city. And I didn't because I didn't address council because there were other people there, and I didn't want them to think that I was kind of rubbing the nose. And so I didn't want to do that. So I sat back. But when you look at how the mayor interacts with the city council, again, if you simply take the time to listen and have conversations and try to explain your point of view and their point of view and try to get stuff moving forward that you believe to be in the best interest of the city, and you can back it up factually, not just with some sort of emotional kind of reaction. If you can back it up factually and show them what you're thinking and ask them to be a collaborative piece of it, then, I think things work pretty well.
I seem to remember Brian at some point actually getting up and addressing the council before each meeting.
So he would, there was a time period, and again, I'm actually kind of glad you brought it up because there was a time period, I don't want to speak for anybody, that he would meet an hour ahead of council. And the rumor is he stopped doing that because it got to be, a grenade launching. But that might have had more to do with the the complexion of the council.
You know,
rather than
I also heard that, well, he just got disappointed with his efforts being put into that.
I always thought it was beneficial that he'd come up during public speak and kind of really go, hey, here are the communications from the mayor, and here's what it means.
Yeah, the communications actually being in person instead of written read off the agenda.
Yeah.
So you're glad I brought that up.
I am, because it's having a council that's been together, that doesn't have to learn each. I mean, let's be honest, right? Do you know what a PAC is? Do you know what a finance committee is? Do you know what a carryover is? Do you know what long range planning does? Do you know? I mean,
because I've been doing this for 7 years, I do, but I don't think a lot of other people.
So
do.
most people who get elected to government, especially in school committees and city councils, are usually driven because something upset them, right? So they have one focus, and their one focus drives their energy, and their energy gets up, and the more energy they have, the more people come along, the wave comes in, they are able to take over or get elected to a position based on that wave. And then what happens is when they get there, and much the same could be said to me, I don't know, right? Once they get there, then all of a sudden their one issue, they now have to be responsible for 100 issues, and their one was just a little tiny piece of it. So now, we're asking people from all different walks of life to become experts in, can you imagine in 2019, when you're talking about chemical reactions, and you're talking about the difference between filters, and you're talking about well stations, and and you got there because you I don't know, you didn't like something, right? Now you have to become an expert at it. So the ability to use your expertise and your newfound experience to move forward it's just beneficial all the way around. You can't really argue the fact that the more experience you have, the more knowledge you have, makes you a better person to do things that you want to do. The argument.
I saw the book smarts with professors a lot when I was working up in Northampton. I get exactly what you're saying right there.
So I sit on the Criminal Justice Advisory Council of Westfield State. Now, by the way, very proudly, Westfield State's criminal justice program is ranked 8th in the nation.
Excellent.
Which is pretty cool. They've been doing a good job there for a long time. And one of the things that came up in the last advisory council meeting was we should be teaching specifically skills geared towards the labor market. Now, where have you heard this before, right? And one of the things that came up is what you just talked about. There are folks that don't have real life experience in the academic world, so don't really have an ability to teach towards those metrics because simply they just don't know what it is. And I'm not being disrespectful to them; they just simply don't know what it is. So I think we recognize that. There are going to be 500 new state troopers in the next 2 years. The result of that is we need to be teaching our kids in our institutions of higher learning, and for that matter, we could actually start a little bit earlier, what it takes to be a trooper. You know what I mean? You have to gear towards what you're trying to solve or resolve.
I agree. I'm glad you mentioned the Criminal Justice Department and troopers, because boy, do I have one for you.
Here we go.
Obviously, replacement of or work to the police department needs to be done.
Oh, God.
Can you be fiscally conservative whilst having input on this?
Of course. So I've already met with the city treasurer. I've met with several key members of the community. I have a meeting with the chief shortly to discuss the plans to move this forward. Again, we should have been doing this in 2010.
That's awful.
2010, that's when we started to hear about the ceiling falling
Or
down,
even
right?
earlier.
I'm going back to 2010, Pete, for a reason.
Is that in the garage?
No, that's when we had the feasibility study and the architectural design of a new building.
Oh.
and it didn't go anywhere.
Ouch.
So now we're going to pay another $85,000 for another feasibility study to do exactly the same thing again.
Westfield seems to do that.
Well, because you can't really make a move without having a feasibility study. I mean, and I
we seem to do
understand it.
studies, and then we let it go, and nothing happens, and then we have to
Do
go
you
back and do it again.
see that 2 year, 4 year, 2 year,
Right.
4 year? See where it's going?
I mean, I'm thinking.
Now, I don't.
You talked about the turnpike entrance.
Right.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Look at City Hall. How much that cost? How much more that cost because it got kicked down the road.
But this isn't about Mike McCabe wanting to be in office for 10 years. That's not what this is about. This is about understanding organizational management principles at its basic level and saying this is a mistake to keep doing it this way. Now, there are people that would argue against me. What if you have a bum? What if you have this? What if you have that? Well, 800,000 other cities and towns got it figured out, right? The 4-year term seems to be amenable enough, and if you place the appropriate recall language within the city charter, then if you have somebody who is doing something egregiously wrong or something, whatever that happens to be, then you recall them. That isn't hard, or her, by the way. It's not hard, but when you have to keep going back to the well and you're making decisions in year one based on whether or not you're going to be reelected at the end of the next year, that's a really, really, really poor way to do business. And it's to me, really bad public policy.
All right. Do you want to take a break or do you want to keep going?
It's up to you.
All right, I'll keep going. How do you see the first week of your administration? The food ones were easy. I got
Hey,
more,
let the man break himself in there. Come on.
My view of the office might be different than others. My view of the office is that I look at it as a 9-to-5 job. Although there's no structure in the office.
Right.
I bet you didn't know that.
Okay.
So, when you look at what's supposed to be, and I say 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 7 to 3, whatever. Well, I think it's not only a 40-hour work week, but then it's a 40-hour work week and beyond. So you have other things that are going to impact you. You got to go to city council on Thursdays, even though you don't have to go. You have to go to school committees every other Monday night. You have to go to this, that. You got to do all the finance, and So I know it's work well beyond. But again, organizational management, leadership, role model, and mentor coaching. If you expect people to be doing their jobs the way you expect them to be doing it, then you have to provide the balance to that. People need to know that you're in it too. They need to know that, at 9 o'clock in the morning when they go looking for their mayor, they'll find him actually in his office. And again, this is not shots to anybody. This is what I actually believe to be correct. So my first week, day one, I'll probably be holding the door at 7 o'clock in the morning from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock and greet everybody who comes in. I've already asked and I've had leave to do so from the mayor. I've asked the personnel director to craft an organizational chart so I know where everybody is in each individualized office. I will probably do something beforehand, before I get there to just to be nice, I guess, is maybe the best way to say it. But people are, the rumor during the election is he's going to be a bull in a china shop, and I'm not looking to be a bull in a china shop. I know that.
Oh, you've heard that rumor too, huh?
Oh yeah, a couple of times.
Okay.
I never did.
There's only really, truthfully, a couple of things that I'm going to focus on in the first 6 months. Almost all of them are personnel related, but some of them are budget related. So when you look at that, you look at ARPA funding and you look at free cash situations and you look at contracts that are coming up and you look at the numbers of people that we don't have in places across the broad spectrum of city halls, permanent full-time employees, and then you look across the broad spectrum of your boards and commissions, there's plenty to do. This is, I'm not going to be, I won't be bored, I don't think.
I the OCD in me loves the fact that, you show up at 8 o'clock in the morning, he'll be there. The organization part, it kills me when I deal with something that's not. So that's something I really do appreciate. What was I going to mention right before that? Because I felt I needed to compliment the mayor-elect.
I don't know.
You're not in my head anymore, are you?
I am in your head, which is unfortunate, but
Yeah.
I don't know. In
Yeah.
these terms. Are there a lot of positions that need to be filled, Mike?
Yeah, yes, there are. There's, the one that always leaps off the page at everybody is the DPW's position, but the engineer's also leaving in March. The assessor's leaving.
I remember what I was going to say. Actually, it was going to be an axe. Speaking of the ARPA, I'd just like to put a suggestion in, fix Meadow Street.
There's already a thought process there.
Okay.
So
I'm screwing up the $2,400 struts in my Cadillac with all those.
There's things that
road.
work against each other sometimes,
Yeah.
right? So let's take Holyoke Road for an example. I ran on the issue of Holyoke Road. I don't have any relatives there. I don't know anybody there. It's I don't have any other reason I listened to every door that I knocked on, and every single person said, bar none, this 24-hour day, specifically 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. truck traffic that's going back and forth to Lanes Construction and back and forth to the Turnpike, that keeps us up all day and all night long, makes us crazy deprived people. And I believe that. So I spent a lot of time on Holyoke Road. But most people don't know that there's a water and sewer enterprise, and then there's DPW. So it depends on the way you look at something. There are culverts literally in the right lane of travel that trucks hit every single time they drive down the road. Every time. Can't miss them because they're in the travel lane. So the question then becomes, is it a road repair or is it water and sewer?
That's the same thing on Meadow. Because of the infrastructure
I
of
know.
the road.
So that's what made me think about it. But that is not a water and sewer problem. That's actually a road construction problem.
Oh, really?
Oh, to my view.
Okay.
And this is where you have to flip the coin, right? This is where, my view may be different than your view. So if I'm the one that gets to call the ball, I'm going to call it a water and sewer project. And by the way, the water and sewer projects are out into 2028, 2029, 2030. That's bad to me. That just, there's something about, and again, if I'm talking out of school, somebody beat me up, I'm sure. But if that doesn't seem to hold true to me. But if I'm trying to do it because it's a road problem, it seems to me to be a DPW/general fund problem, not an enterprise fund problem. So that battle's coming.
It seems to me, I remember years, and there's always been an issue with trucks over in that area every few years. For a while, it was the Powder Mill Road. And I think all these are these trucks being rerouted down Holyoke because of the bridges?
No, let me tell you what happened, right? So Paper Mill Road got a truck exclusion, and probably rightly so, I get it.
Okay.
Which put more trucks on Holyoke Road, but that's not really what happened. What happened is Peckham Industries and Eurovia Industries and Palmer Paving and John S. Lane became a real superpower in the paving business.
Okay.
And that came about in the mid-2010s, which meant once they became a superpower and they could produce more for less because they were, supply and demand, right? They could produce more for less. They began to win every contract on the Turnpike. And because people on the Turnpike, Mass DOT specifically, or the Mass Turnpike Authority before it's merged, right, had this notion that we don't want to pave during the day when there's high volume of traffic for safety reasons and congestion reasons. They moved it all between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. So the Blandford paving, the Chicopee paving, the Sturbridge paving, all along the corridor, anything having to do with Mass DOT, most of the material that was done for paving came out of the new super conglomerate at
Gotcha. So
Mountain.
it's not even an issue with the low bridges at this point because you have to get to the pike.
No. So when I was on the traffic commission, we looked at things like truck exclusions, but there are 4 different principles for a truck exclusion, and you couldn't do it. And obviously, lane's been there since 1902, so you got a little bit of caveat emptor, right? But things change. You can only blame the environment for so long. When you get a drastic change like that, it's pretty drastic. So those are one of the things I'm trying to figure out.
All right. I've got a couple more minutes here. I've got 2 more questions. Once you're in the corner office, what will your actions regarding COVID-19 be on our city?
I think you'll see a much greater media presence.
Okay.
So I am personally friends with people who I believe are at the forefront of COVID. Like, I can speak to Mark Kerouac. I can speak to Andy Artenstein. I can speak to Stan Stremko. I can speak to Doc Sutton. Every single one of those people who I respect, like specifically Dr. Artenstein and Dr. Kerouac, are virologists. That's what they are. They study viruses, right? So I'm going to take my cues from them. But I'm not really comfortable with any type of mandate in terms of vaccinations. But I can tell you this, I do believe that the mayor's office is a powerful office in terms of being able to get people to just kind of get on board. So, maybe when I take a booster shot, you might see a picture of it actually happening, and you might see it come out of the mayor's office as part of a public service campaign. You might see me talking about specifically masks in schools, which causes all kinds of people agita. But what people tend to forget is Mike McCabe's a really good parent. I'm telling you right now, I done good with Kate McCabe, right?
Right.
You did.
I watched, well, Jennifer did, right? I tried to really protect her. I tried to do everything that I could to protect my daughter, right? That said, there are other parents who aren't as gifted, who will send their kids with typhoid, will send their kids because they just don't feel like dealing with them. And people say that's nonsense, but it's not. I spent a long
I was there
time
40 years, Mike. It's true.
in public service and specifically in child cases. And, the fact of the matter is not everybody is as diligent as everybody would like to believe. And if you have that possibility and you have these kids in little petri dishes in the classroom, it can really be problematic. And it's not only problematic, obviously, for the kids, but it's problematic for the teachers, it's problematic for the staff, and then the extended family. So that's really why I completely agreed with masks in schools and why I'm not really all that in favor of them outside of school. If you want to protect yourself and wear a mask, you shouldn't be shunned, right? Wear your mask.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
It's right here in my hand.
All right. My last question for you. It's a yes or no. Pepperoni on a cold cut grinder.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
It's a salami after all, right?
All right. Mayor-elect Mike McCabe, I want to thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Any parting words?
No. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that there's some fun involved in it. I mean, really do. I hope that there's fun involved in the office. Again, it's going to be interesting. It's obviously all new to me, so we'll see how we do.
All right. Don't forget about your friends here at Community Programming.
Who could forget about them?
All right. Once again, thank you, Mike McCabe. Next week, I do have Don Humison in the studio. He's still the mayor. He still comes in once a month. 2 weeks from now, Chef John Slattery. And then 3 weeks from now, making the list.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. That's all I have time for. I will catch you next week.
Bye.